Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Now for today's video, I wanted to talk about a Spinosaurus scene from Jurassic Park 3 that we never got to see. This comes from some of the early storyboards that the filmmakers were creating for the film while it was still in the developmental phase. And in fact, you can even see that they were still labeling the Spinosaurus as a Baryonyx, which was the original big bad they had in mind for JP3. The scene in question happens to be a river attack that was a pretty close adaptation of the Michael Crichton novel, where Alan Grant would be paddling along with a group of kids trying to get by a sleeping dinosaur. A group of survivors would come across a sleeping Spinosaurus at some point in the story. Everyone in the raft is trying to remain quiet while Alan Grant attempts to lasso the raft somewhere else. While everyone is trying to remain calm, one of the characters begins coughing, which sends someone named Marissa to the back of the raft. Unfortunately, she accidentally places her hand over an air horn, causing everyone to look back at her in alarm and the Spino to wake up. This kicks Alan Grant into high gear and everyone else in panic mode because when that thing gets up, the animal sets its sights on them. Now what makes this scene so different from what we got in the final film is more than just simple changes from day to night. While there is an attack from a Spinosaurus to the boat in Jurassic Park 3, this version of the film would have changed that vessel to a raft. It would have featured Alan Grant attempting to sneak past the sleeping animal, and the characters are completely different here as well. This was coming from a much earlier draft of the screenplay that was playing more with the idea of the group of people that got lost on the island way before the Kirby's were ever the focus. Remember, and for those of you who may not know just yet, Jurassic Park 3 went through several revisions and had a pretty troubled production where they were making dinosaurs, building environments, and casting characters, but the script was constantly getting changed while they were even filming, so yeah, it was a big mess. And this storyboarded sequence would have been used early on to show the Spinosaurus going after a set of characters that Grant was trying to protect. Now, what I personally think makes this unused scene so cool is the fact that the storyboards go out of their way to make the Spinosaurus actually look like a pretty interesting creature here before they ever show it attacking the group. The simple animal behavior of it sleeping near a water source with what looks to be a giant rib cage of some dead animal that it has been eating on nearby, it just all sits really well with me. And I think that seeing this in the movie would have helped make the Spinosaurus look less like a monster and more like an everyday creature had it been included in the final story. Also, the added drama of Grant trying to lasso to safety is something that I think is pretty great in its own right too. One of the other things that I think makes this scene so interesting is the fact that it was envisioned with the group of characters trying to sneak past the sleeping Spinosaurus while getting to whatever destination they had in store for this draft of the script. And this has actually been an unused idea to this very day that comes from the first book where Grant, Lex, and Tim have to go by a sleeping Tyrannosaurus during the first story. It was cut from the original movie, but David Koepp's outline for The Lost World, codenamed Neptune Adventure, had a really cool revival of the scene where Dr. Ian Malcolm and the others would have had to get by them when they were getting off of Isla Sorna at the end of The Lost World. Only instead of it just being one T-Rex swimming after them in the water, it would also feature its mate trying to attack them from the shore. That's just all really cool stuff. All in all, this Spinosaurus raft attack would get changed and repurposed into the boat sequence in Jurassic Park 3 that featured the dinosaur coming up from beneath Grant and the Kirbys before attacking them at night. And I actually think that's one of the best scenes in the third Jurassic Park movie, minus all the Barney stuff of course. But I still believe the storyboarded sequence would have been way more interesting had it been the focus in the final film. And not just because I'm a fan of the Michael Crichton books, but also because of how it shows that dinosaur to actually be more animalistic in nature. We don't often get to see the Spinosaurus depicted in that kind of way from Jurassic Park, so anytime you get a chance to see it engaging with water, which we thought to be its natural environment, is a plus for me. Speaking of which, my friend Yaroslav Kosmina recently created this new Jurassic Park trading card that does just that, and it's available in some of the new Captives merch that they're selling at Walmart, I think. Now honestly, I don't usually get excited about stuff like that, but again, Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus always needed more of that grounded and water-based animalistic approach, just like what this storyboarded sequence would have shown. And it's cool to see this card pay tribute to the animal with that sort of imagery. Anyways guys, those are all just my own thoughts and opinions on the scene. Now, what do you think about this abandoned concept? Would this have been a cool addition to the third Jurassic Park movie? And would you like to see more animalistic representations from the Spinosaurus like what's featured here? Whatever your own thoughts and opinions happen to be, I'd love to hear them in the comments down below. Now before I go, I'd like to thank all of my game wardens and InGen executives, as well as all of my park workers and InGen hunters as well. You've all helped my channel immensely, and I'm incredibly grateful for all of that support. Now I'd like to thank you all for watching today's video and hope that you enjoyed the content. If you feel like I deserve it, I'd appreciate the like and hope that you all consider subscribing. I'll see you all in the next video, guys, and as always, take it easy.